my friends, how are you today? I am doing okay. It's one of them days, I had to get up this morning, blood work type situation. They can never find my veins, and it's just not a lot of fun. But on top of that, I got a doctor's appointment coming up, and that's not much fun either. So a little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety. I'm sure everything's gonna be okay, but I got some mail in today, and the mail provoked a conversation that I've had for years and years and years. And the mail I received is Grease, the trilogy, or whatever you want to call it. It's Grease 1, Grease 2, and that silly Grease live show that everybody probably never saw. I ordered this because my kids have recently gotten pots in the Grease play going on at the high school, which I'm also having a little bit of difficulty with because of this pandemic and COVID and masks. I don't know about seeing my, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John characters in masks in strange apocalyptic type situations, singing Grease songs, and I don't know. To me, I feel like it's going to be more like a Mad Max Grease extravaganza. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I've seen plays with the masks, and they try really, really hard, but I just can't get past the mask. That's my big hang up right now, is that I don't know. Should they postpone plays? Should there not be plays? My kids love them. They want them. Believe me, if they watch this, they'll be like, you're out of your mind, because it doesn't really matter, masks or no mask, as long as they're up there doing something, which is fine. That's great, wonderful. But as a movie buff, a guy on the sidelines, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a patron going to see this play or whatever. The masks, they're rough, and it's not the kids' fault. It's not the school's fault. It's just the way the world is. But I just want to see my Danny and my Sandy without the mask, and my Rizzos and my Kanickis, and that's just me. If I've seen plays. I've seen Grease live before at different. What's what I'm looking for? I've seen Grease, the play, before, and people weren't wearing masks, So, I mean, like I'm saying, it's going to be a little bit difficult trying to, the last play I went to go see with them was a Seussical the Musical, which was a Dr. Seuss play, and, be honest with you, the masks were fine because it was a Dr. Seuss play, but, I don't know, going to see a straight play with them acting, and I don't know, I'm personally having difficulties with it, Sorry. I know that's the way it is, but when I see the masks, I think of a lot of horror movies that I've seen, where it's like the end of the world and zombie apocalypse. You got to wear the masks and Grease with masks. I don't know. It would be cool if they had Grease masks. Maybe if they had like a little Grease emblem in the side. Maybe that might jazz it up a little bit. I don't know. They're saying maybe clear masks, but then I would be thinking of like doctor's offices and stuff like that. I don't know. This is going to be a stretch for me. It's going to be a difficult one. But anyway, this is what triggered this. So I purchased this because we have, and I'm going to show you what's going on here. Let's start with VHS. We started this Grease, and I'm dropping things. You can hear it in the background. All right. So we started this whole Grease thing with Grease 1 on VHS. This is the Grease 1 VHS, and back in the day, it would come with the entire script of Grease, okay? And inside here, you got word for word, and you can see the dust flying off it, that this has not been touched in years and years and years, and has been displayed, and it also comes with the Grease soundtrack. So you get the Grease soundtrack in here, and you get the VHS tape. Can I make it pop? Yep, there we go. VHS tape, which, whoa, has not been rewound. So obviously we watched this back in the day. And this is the, I don't know if this is widescreen or full screen. I'm not sure, but we have one of each. Okay, so I grabbed this one because just to show you. But we have the widescreen and we have the full screen. Not sure which one this one is. The other one says something on top. The other one's still wrapped up. We never opened it. So I'm guessing the one that we never opened up was probably the standard full screen edition because there was probably no reason to watch it in full screen, but this is the VHS copy. So we started Grease with this, okay? Grease 1, okay. Then came this lovely little Rydell High special edition. Comes in the Danny Zuko T-Birds jacket DVD, okay? That's also Grease 1, okay? Then we ended up getting, okay, let me see, make sure I got these all messed up here, hold on. Then we ended up getting, what did we end up getting? Okay, then, all right. Then we have Grease 2, and this is the DVD version. They did not release a Blu-ray version of Grease 2 standalone in this country, so it was a little upsetting to me because that's what I'm talking about today. This is what we're going to get at is Grease 1, Grease 1 versus Grease 2. That's my topic of conversation today. So, the only way that I could get my favorite Grease movie is on DVD. I could not get the Blu-ray quality or the 4K quality. It did not get the effect that it should have gotten and the love that the other Grease movie got because the Grease 1 is supposedly a classic that everybody loves. But I love Grease 2, and they should have given it a Blu-ray DVD, a Blu-ray 4K workover. Okay? So, Grease 2. Then I ended up getting, where do we go here? I'm jumping around here a little bit. Okay, so then they released Grease on Blu-ray, the original Grease, and this is the Rydell High 40th anniversary, and it comes in the replica yearbook, okay? And I had to get this for the wife, and this one has not even been opened. So we got this because this came out, okay? This is the original Grease on Blu-ray, Rydell High. But thankfully, they were nice enough to release this, only available for Blu-ray tin. Okay, this is the Steelbook Blu-ray, and this has Grease 1, Grease 2, and a live Grease thing that nobody really cares about. But this was the only way that I could see my Grease 2, my loved Grease 2 is on this. Why do you want to say 4K? They did not give it a 4K. I want them to give it a 4K. It's a Blu-ray Steelbook. But what I don't like about it is I don't like Steelbooks. I don't like that they can get scratched so easily. So in order for me to see this, I have to keep sliding this plastic off, taking the disc out very carefully because the way that they're set up is side-by-side, tray-type situation thing. And of course, they put Grease 1 over Grease 2, which you say, no, you could overlap it. You could put your favorite on top. You're absolutely right. But I like things to stay the way they should. So the only way I could watch Grease 2 on Blu-ray is going into this little box set type thing or whatever, which I get Grease 1, Grease 2, and that live one that nobody really cares about. All right, so then, all of a sudden, came, I went to Walmart and I picked up this Grease live that nobody really cares about. We sat down as a family, we watched this on, I don't know if it was on channel 12, 6, 10, whatever channel it came on, and we were like, all right, it was something different. It was Grease live, and this is probably the closest to Grease live without a mask that I'm going to get to anytime soon. But that I care? I didn't care. I don't consider this a Grease movie. This is not a Grease movie. This is a Grease play, and they recorded it for TV, and so people could enjoy it. And I'm not sure if this one came out during the pandemic. It may have. I know there was a lot of live shows coming out during this pandemic. I know there was A Christmas Story, The Grinch, Grease. What the heck was the other one? There was another one that's Peter Pan. They were just doing a lot of live things because people couldn't go out to Broadway. They couldn't go out to see plays. So you were at home and let's do a live play for you to see. This came out. Of course, my wife and daughter are fans of Grease, so of course we watched it, and then they had this at Walmart for like, I think $10, so I'm like, I'll pick it up. This was before the Blu-ray was available. So I'm like, I'll grab it just because we had that one of those moments and memories, and I'll remember always as the Grease movie that we watched during a pandemic because we had nothing better to do. Okay, as far as the stars on this, I don't know, don't care. My kids, my daughter can name all of them. She's like, I thought she did a great job. But what gets me is that Oh, I thought they did a great job as comparison to the original. So why not just air the original? Can you imagine what it would have been like for like a Saturday night if they would have just aired Grease 1 and Grease 2 back to back on like Channel 12 instead of going back and rehashing this live thing and getting these new actors and like oh look, we got Vanessa Hutchins and we have Julian Ho and we got Aaron Tvr. Okay, I don't know who these people are. A couple of them I heard of. One of them I know from Rock of Ages. She was good in Rock of Ages. Not so good in Sandy. I don't think so anyway. Sandy was good as Sandy, and that's just about it. But it was a time killer. But how awesome would it have been to see the Grease that you love or the Grease 2 that you love back to back on like a Channel 12 or a Channel 10 or a Channel 6 and televise and make a big thing about it, whatever. I don't know, maybe make it a 3D. Go get your 3D glasses at like Store 24 or 7-Eleven and go watch Grease in 3D. Something like that. Like an event like they used to have back in the day when the Creature from the Black Lagoon first came out and everybody was running to Store 24 to get their special Creature from the Black Lagoon glasses that you could only get at Store 24.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. Shocking in the realism of the screen's first underwater three-dimension thrill. Sounds incredible, but it appears to be human. I tell you, it's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares.
Yes, and everybody lined up to go get him, and I couldn't get mine, and we kept going back and going back and going back, and finally we got him. And then I went home, and it was Creature from the Black Lagoon night, and I was super excited. I'm like, yes, 3D, first ever 3D at home movie, and we broke out the humongous 13-inch black and white TV. Yes, it was a white TV on the outside, and it had a hanger on the top, because that's how we got our channel 56, so we could watch the special Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D. Yes, everybody's excited, and we all ran to Store 24, multiple Store 24s, to get our special Creature from the Black Lagoon 3D glasses, and I sat down in front of that TV alone. Yes, my mother and father did not sit down and watch it with me. They said, okay, we got you the glasses. Now sit down and watch the movie. And we sat down and watched the movie with my 3D glasses on, and I was like, wow, this thing's popping out, and I'm getting hit with water, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon is amazing. Oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing ever happened to me in my life. Then fast forward like 20 years, and I realized that I was watching a 3D movie on a black and white 13-inch TV, and I saw no third dimension, because you can't see 3D on a black and white TV. You would have to see 3D on a color TV so you can get those different colors, so the red and the blue glasses could break them up and make it into 3D. So 20 years later, I feel totally stupid and let down and bummed out. And what did I actually see? Was I seeing in my head? I saw 3D. I think I wanted to see 3D so bad. I mean, I remember putting the glasses on, and because when they aired it, it was black and white, and it had like, you could see like the blurriness of the creature and everything, but there was no 3D. I did not see no 3D. There was not 3D. I just thought in my head I was like really young. I mean, I gotta figure out the age of when this special event happened, but this was a huge event. Creature from the Black Lagoon on channel 56 in 3D. Get your glasses at Store 24, the only place you could get them. And I know I didn't see any. I realize now I didn't see any third dimension. Well, anyway, I'll put that with my log of things that have totally traumatically messed me up through life. Not seeing the Creature of the Black Lagoon in 3D, what a letdown. But years later, I have it on DVD, I have it on Blu-ray, and I have the 3D glasses, and I have seen it in 3D 20 years later. But boy, that 13-inch TV, black and white, seeing that creature, in my head it was glorious, but never happened. Anyway, so why didn't they do something like that for Grease? Why didn't they make some kind of event so the families could all gather in front of the TV and be like, yes, Grease is being re-aired, and we're gonna be, instead of this Grease Life? I don't get it. But then they released Grease on 4K, okay, and I was like, okay, well, we got it on Blu-ray. Actually, I have it multiple times on Blu-ray already, the original Grease, but now they're releasing the 4K, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. Not being the Grease 1 super fan, the 4K is beautiful. This is an awesome 4K transfer. You get, because of the way it was shot, and because we're not dealing with any CGI, we're just dealing with straight film, this is beautiful. This is probably one of the best 4Ks I own. Because, I mean, if you put a side-by-side comparison between the Blu-ray and the 4K, or the DVD and the 4K, it is beautiful. I mean, it is no grain. I mean, it's just, the colors pop. It's beautiful. So if you don't have a 4K player, you plan on getting a 4K player, and you are a fan of Grease, this is the way to go. I mean, go pick up this first, go watch Grease on 4K, and it's like seeing it for the first time. So make sure you have your 4K TV, make sure you have your 4K cords, make sure you have your 4K player, and then go pick up your 4K Grease copy, because this is beautiful. Even if you're not the biggest Grease fan, this is the way to go. So all of these Grease movies are proudly displayed in our living room in front of my wife's Grease shrine, which includes 2 autographed pictures of Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta, a big original Grease poster from the original Grease, the replica of the Grease car from the end, Grease Lightning car from the end when they fly up in the air and take off into outer space wherever they go. In the Grease records, you know, the 45s and the regular records, we have 2 of those, which I remember very proudly. I love the Grease record. Why? Because back in the day, okay, those used to be pizza holders. Yes, my father, for some reason, decided that plates were not a thing. They weren't useful. They made no sense whatsoever. But if we got a pizza from our local pizza place, Manny's Pizza, which is not open anymore, but was our pizza place to go to, we would be able to put our pizza on the record album covers. And if you got the Grease, me and my brother would fight over the Grease record album cover, because if you got the Grease record album cover or the not American Graffiti. American Graffiti album cover, they open up like this, and you get 2 sides, and you can put 2 slices of pizza on it and carry them away if your father lets you. So the Grease album cover was awesome. So we had a cool Grease album, and of course, what was cool is the Grease album contained real grease from the pizza. It would actually have pizza stains from the grease. And sometimes we'd go and open up the cover, and there'd still be some cheese from like last week stuck inside the Grease cover. This was a thing. This was a normal thing for us. We would have our pizza served on record covers. Is that even... Please comment below if that is something that you guys have gone through in your life. If that was ever a thing in your house. I want to know if my father was the originator of this awesome invention. I mean, album covers are not just used to store albums. They're used to hold pizza. Who would have thought of a thing? What an amazing concept, you know? And if you get the one that opens up with the two record set, you get to put 2 slices of pizza on it. And if you don't clean them up, then later on when you go to open up, you still have cheese from the pizza you had a month ago inside the album cover. But you don't want that Mac Davis album cover because it's only one, and you don't want to eat pizza off of Mac Davis's face. You just don't want to do it, especially if your mother's a fan of Mac Davis. She doesn't want you eating pizza off his face. But John Travolta, matter of fact, if you look at the inside of the Grease album cover, it's set up like the inside of the diner, and it actually has stains, like milkshake stains and grease stains or whatever from different things that they would have eaten in the diner. So the pizza makes sense. But this was a thing at our house. We would eat pizza off of album covers. No plates available. Guess no need to do dishes. You know, the pizza comes in a box. An album cover's made of a box, kind of. You eat it off of that, you're kind of getting the same... Anyway, we get off track, but... Bring it back. See, memories. That's what these movies are about. Memories. Floodgates open, and it brings back memories. But this is a debate about Grease 1 and Grease 2. So, we have all of these titles, all of these on different kinds of media. VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. But then, here comes... So then, my kids sign up for this Grease play, and I'm like, I want Grease to put in my library. I don't want it displayed in the living room. I want one that I can keep in the library in case I feel like I have the urge to watch Grease or Grease 2. Now, here is the debate. Grease 1. Maybe I've seen it way too many times. John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. I think the problem is that there's no attraction. I had no attraction to these characters. I thought the Olivia Newton-John character of Sandy was like, wah, 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 wah. It's like, she's in it very little. If you even think about the movie itself, the movie's geared up around him. It's about him. He's trying to impress this girl. He's a greaser, and he's behind closed doors, this nice guy, but then around his friends, he's this jerk. It's a regular everyday story about how guys are. That's just the way it is. But this girl, she's just this little innocent, sweet little girl that came from away, and they had this fun time at the beach, and then they break into song all the time, which I always think is amazing. I don't know why we can't break into song. Wouldn't it be amazing if you were at Walmart one day and you were just like picking up clothes and you broke out into song or something like that? Or maybe you're like walking through school one day and you're about ready to go to math and you're like, I got math. It's about multiplying. See what I did there? Isn't that great? You know what I mean? That would just be a cool thing, but we can't break out the song because people would think we were crazy. But in Greece, you can break out the song anytime you want. And it's okay, because as long as the song has something to do with what's going on in your life right there and is geared around what the story is. But Grease 1, I was just like, okay, I get it. Maybe because I've watched it so many times and I've eaten pizza off so many times off of John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John's face, that the Grease 1 is just, I don't know. It's like, look at me, I'm Sandra Dee dancing around. And why don't they have Grease 2 live? There is an idea. What is wrong? When Grease 2 came out, I was floored. It was on Cinemax. We got Cinemax. First, we got the free preview weekend or whatever, where you watch as much Cinemax as you could possibly watch, and then they had the Showtime Cinemax bundle.
Here's all you need: a Cinemax Red Hot preview today. Movie hits, solid. Music hits, wonderful. And heavy hitting star after star. So put on your party clothes. Enjoy the Cinemax Red Hot preview today. And remember,
these are a few of my favorite things,
which you could watch as much as you want. And they had, for some reason, Grease 2 on Showtime and Cinemax. So you would watch Grease 2 on Showtime, and then 2 hours later, it would be on Cinemax, like 2 hours, and then it would go back and forth. Showtime, Cinemax, and HBO. Oh my God, HBO just gave you a free preview, and now you can watch Grease 2 on HBO. And every time Grease 2 would come on, I would watch it. And absolutely, I loved the switch up between the John Travolta and the Michelle Pfeiffer being the greaser guys, and kind of like the greasers becoming like the girls of the group, you know what I mean? And bottom line, the characters in Grease 2 are just so much better. The songs are just so much better. I can relate. I want a bowl, let's rock and roll. I don't, reproduction. I mean, let's do it for our country. I mean, these are all great songs, and they all related perfectly. And I'll tell you right now, I've watched Grease 1 at easily over 100, 200 times, okay? Easily. I mean, I'm talking, this movie came out forever, and I've been watching this stuff since 1975. And and I'll tell you right now, well, I haven't watched it since then, but I'm saying, in my years, I have watched Grease so many times, I've lost count. That goes to show what. But Grease 2, man, the end of this movie, I still, to this day, get chills when I see the character of it's almost like the Olivia Newton-John character trying to become the John Travolta character, as far as what I can see. Now, the sad thing is I am drawing a complete blank of the name of the star of Grease 2, and I've seen this movie a bazillion times, and I am drawing a blank. Wow, that is absolutely terrible. I mean, looking at his face, I'm like, Michael Carrington. Oh my goodness. Michael. Yes. Okay. Michael, who is actually Sandy's cousin, if I remember the storyline correctly. And he gets sent to the school from, where's he coming from? Australia, I want to say. Was she from Australia? He was from Australia. I'm pretty sure that's where it was at. And Frenchie's, for some reason, still in school years later. That was a little confusing, but I'm glad to see Frenchie again, because Frenchie was always my favorite character in Grease 1, so it was great to see her in Grease 2. I could really care less about the other characters. For some reason, I had a thing about Frenchie. I was a Frenchie fan. I don't know. But, honestly, now that I think about it, I'm reflecting, I really looked forward to seeing Frenchie act in the first Grease movie. I don't know why. Maybe it was the hair. Maybe I had a thing for it. I think it was the red hair. I think it was the redhead thing. I think I had a thing for that. But so anyway, she's in Grease too. She's back. But this guy, he's in love with the head of the Pink Ladies. You know what I mean? And he can't get her because he's not a T-Bird. And the T-Birds are kind of, it's cool because the T-Birds are not tough in this one. They're not like Danny and Kanicki and they're not a tough greaser gang bunch. They're more of like a bunch of goofs. You know what I mean? And the Pink Ladies are more of the tough group, you know what I mean? But they're trying to get with these guys, and the guys are trying to get with her. But this Michael Carrington character, he comes down, he's falling for the head of the Pink Ladies, and now he's got to become a T-Bird in order to get a Pink Lady, because that's the Pink Lady code, or else she has to be thrown out. But she don't want to be with the head of the T-Birds anymore because he's a goof, you know what I mean? But he's an interesting goof. He sings and he dances. He's awesome. He does a sliding down the aisle thing and singing this song about bowling, and they want to bowl. It's awesome. But then there's Grease 1, and everybody seems to love Grease 1, and Grease 2 is not a thing. And no, this is my debate. This is where I'm at right now. So this will be my final, unless they come up with a 4K version of Grease 2. As far as the movie Grease Live, they threw that on here, and there's no other way to get this one and this one without. It's almost like what would I call this thing? Like they would. It's not a bonus, because it's not really a bonus. It's kind of like, I don't know, like when you buy a car and there's that donut tire in the back that you know that you're only going to use if something goes wrong. Yeah, that's perfect. There you go. Yeah. You're not gonna drive on it all the time. You're gonna have to. It's a temporary thing in order to get to a good tire. That's what Grease Live is to me, okay? It's a temporary thing to get to a Grease 1 or a Grease 2, because nobody really wants to see that. I don't know. Comment below if you are a big Grease Live fan, okay? My favorite part of the movie was when they accidentally drove over the bump at the end of the movie. If you have the movie, watch the end of the movie, and they come out, for some reason, they come out of the whole Grease world, and now they're in, like, the live, because it was live, they're in this, like, live forum thing, and they drive in these, like the cot things like that you would see at like a Universal Studios, where they like put everybody in a cot to go do like a tour, you know. But for some reason, the guy that was driving the cot didn't know how to drive, drove over the curb, and like the whole cast like almost looks like they're gonna fly out of the thing. My favorite part of the Absolute Live thing was that, and it's been embedded in my head. Rest of it I cannot remember, except for the fact of the hopelessly devoted part, which I could not stand in the first Grease, and I could also not stand in the live Grease. Okay, the hopelessly devoted song, to me it has always dragged down the movie. I mean, granted, it has to tell a story or whatever, but just Olivia Newton-John's voice or this girl's voice or whatever, and you're going from it's down to and then it's like, who cares? You know, who cares? You know, I just didn't care. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. But with Grease 2, I kept going right from the beginning to end. And then when they finally get together, oh, spoiler, finally get together at the end, and they sing that We'll Be Together song, oh my good, the hair on the back of my neck stands up every time I see them. They got this, she gets out of the water thing, and she comes over and she's like, it's you, and I know it's you because before he's Cool Rider, okay? Nobody knows who he is because he wears goggles and a helmet, so you can never tell that he's that guy because he's got goggles and a helmet. Straight out of like a She's All That, or one of those movies where they take like this girl that's already good looking to begin with, but they put glasses on her and a little bit of paint, and they're like, whoa, you could never tell that girl's gonna be gorgeous at the end of the movie, you know? And then all of a sudden, wow, you know, same setup here. You know, he's got the goggles, he's got the helmet. You can't tell who it is. He's undercover. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I knew who he was right from the beginning of the movie, and right at the end, there was no big surprise. And personally, even if I was there in real time, I would still know it was him. You could tell by the face. You could tell by the jaw, the nose, and everything. Even the way he talks. You could tell by the way he talks. He's trying to disguise his voice. He's like, oh, come on.
All right.
Yeah, you could tell, you know. But when she gets out of this little thing there, because she ends up winning, like, the prom king, prom queen, or whatever, and they come to find out that it's him. She gets out of the water, and she gives him this hug and the kiss, and it's like, as soon as you see that kiss, as soon as they break into the song or whatever, will be the, oh my, it's I'm speechless. Okay, my eyes start watering. My hair in the back of my neck starts. I'm a man. I'm a man, and I'm telling you, it still to this day, it gives me chills. But they don't give me chills in multiplying in part 1. They tell me that they're going to give me chills and they're multiplying, but I don't get it. I get it in Grease 2. So, personally, this is my theory. This is my conspiracy theory on Grease 1 and Grease 2. Grease 1 is for girls. That's it. Girls like Grease 1. Why? Probably John Travolta. Grease 2 is for guys. Why? Because you got Michelle Pfeiffer and a bunch of other girls that are better looking than the girls in Grease 1. That's my theory. And even the guy in Grease 2 is better looking than John Travolta as far as I'm concerned. That's another thing of me. I'm comfortable in the way I feel, you know, so I can say that very openly that I think that the Grease 2 guy is better looking than the guy from Grease 1. Sorry, I think he's better. John Travolta's a guy. He's John Travolta. Maybe because I've seen him years and years and years in different movies or whatever. And I do like John Travolta as an actor. I like him as an action star, and I like him as a regular actor. And I think that when he did Pulp Fiction, that was great. But, I mean, this is a long time ago. And Grease 2, to me, I feel like it still stands up. Now, I know I'm playing with fire here because you Grease 1 fans, you stand by your Grease 1 100%. And if I said this stuff in front of my wife, I'd probably be in trouble also because she is one of those people. You know what I mean? And my daughter's one of those people. But, man, if you have not seen Grease 2, get a copy of it. It's in a $5 bin at Walmart. You know, get this little set. I paid $12 for this. They have this set at Walmart also. I think they want like $17 for it. I paid $12 for this. Okay, get this set. Compare them. Watch Grease 1. Watch Grease 2. Take Grease, the live action one, flip it over, put your drink on it. This all worthwhile to sit down and enjoy. And I tell you right now. And tell me how you feel at the end. Please watch them. Comment below. Grease 1 or Grease 2. Which one would you prefer? Give them both the benefit of the doubt and both of them, as far as I'm concerned, are excellent classic movies. I am not taking anything away. I'm trying not to take anything away from either one of these movies, but I still prefer Grease 2 over Grease 1. I prefer the songs. I prefer the acting. I prefer the storyline. I prefer everything. And Grease 2 pretty much is a standalone movie. You don't need to watch Grease 1 to watch Grease 2. I mean, the only thing that kind of goes back and forth is the fact that Sandy is related to the Michael character. You know what I mean? And that's about it. And so if you were watching Grease 2 and you did not ever see Grease 1, you would still understand the movie and you'd enjoy it. The songs are great. Great concept. Great storyline. I mean, and what a great ending. I personally, this is my thoughts. The ending of Grease 2 blows away the ending of Grease 1. When Sandy becomes the punk, you know, and it kind of bummed me out. It's kind of like, why do I have to, you know, girls don't change to be with guys. That's my theory. You know what I mean? Guys are the ones that they fall for a girl or whatever, and I'm speaking from past experiences. You know what I mean? You're a certain way inside and outside, you know, but then you find this girl that you're attracted to or whatever. She doesn't want to give you the time of day. And then you try to find something to relate with her so you can find a way to get with her. You know, that's a guy thing, you know. Girls just kind of have to just be girls, you know, and guys just go for it. You know what I mean? That's my theory. I don't know. But this one shows a strong, Grease 2 is a strong girl, you know, a strong independent type woman or whatever, that she's like, I'm not, even though I'm a pink lady, I don't need to be with the head of the T-Birds because he's just not my type, you know. And then you got this guy that's doing exactly what a guy would do. He's learning how to ride a motorcycle. He's learning how to become a greaser, you know what I mean, in order for him to impress the girl that he's falling for because he's a geek. I can relate to the story. Maybe that's why I love Grease 2 so much, because I could totally relate to from geek to cool guy type scenario. I mean, I just think it's a great concept, as opposed to the jerk boyfriend that acts like he's somebody that he's not around his friends. I mean, all of them are true concepts. All of them are things that would relatively happen in life. You know, some guys are totally different around their friends. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Something about Grease 2, it it's my movie. It's my choice. You know what I mean? So please comment below. I showed you everything that I have for now, and I cannot wait for Grease 2 to get the 4K treatment. Give Grease 2 the 4K treatment, please. Okay? If you could do what you did with Grease 1 to Grease 2, I would ever be so happy about it. You know, some company, Shout Factory or whoever, you know, Paramount, it's a Paramount film. Show some love to Grease 2. It's a great movie. You guys pat yourself on the back. What a great movie. Granted, I could not eat pizza on it because my father never bought the Grease 2 soundtrack, but I still am very thankful for Grease 1 to have an awesome 2-record set, so that way I can have my 2 slices of pizza. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you later.
Oh, yeah?